Good morning, everyone. I am Teacher March, and our topic for today is rubric development. Before we delve deeper, let's conceptualize first what rubric is all about. As we all know, there are some types of assessment that doesn't require a simple, short, and objective answer. That's where a rubric is needed. Because when we talk about rubric, it is an assessment tool frequently designed as a matrix. It serves as a scoring guide to assess students' work as it outlines the different degrees of accomplishment in a particular aspect of performance, comprehension, or behavior. It's also the most common and effective method to score a performance assessment because it gives both the teachers and students a clear guide. There are two main types of rubric, holistic and analytic. For today, let's focus on analytic rubric. Since every student has unique answers, we need a tool that fairly evaluates them. That's where analytic rubrics come in. They give specific and consistent feedback, which is helpful both for students improving their work and for teachers aligning their scoring. According to Macmillan, an analytic rubric, or also called an analytic trait rubric, assigns individual scores to each criterion. Unlike a single overall score, this type of rubric gives detailed feedback on specific areas. For example, if a student writes an essay, an analytic rubric does not just say good job, great, failed, or needs improvement. Instead, it tells the student which part is strong, like ideas or content, and which part needs more improvement, like organization or clarity. This is especially useful for formative assessment because it helps students clearly see their strengths and weaknesses, making their learning growth more visible. The only challenge is that analytic rubrics take more time to create and score compared to holistic rubric. Rubric is not just simply a grading tool because it serves a bigger purpose. According to the Assessment and Curriculum Support Center, rubric provide a common framework for clearer assessment. It means that a standard is set so both the teacher and students know what exactly is expected. Also, from the perspective of teachers, it helps in examining complex tasks and behaviors fairly and efficiently while opening up conversations among teachers about what quality work really looks like. More importantly, rubrics are also criterion reference, which means students' work are graded according to set standards, not compared with each other. That makes rubric important because it gives fairer and more transparent results. Now, where do rubrics can be effectively used? One good example is in constructed response assessments like essays, reflections, or open-ended questions. Now, let's proceed to the discussion of rubric development. Well, how do we really develop a rubric? Well, the Assessment and Curriculum Support Center suggests a step-by-step process. First, determine what you want to assess. It's like defining your learning target by prioritizing the skill, behavior, or output. Second, identify the specific criteria or qualities you look for. Third, set the levels of mastery. Fourth, describe each level clearly so students understand the difference between excellence, good, and needs improvement. Fifth, try out the rubric in an actual task or assignment. And lastly, review the results, gather feedback, and adjust if needed. The good thing was that once you develop a rubric, you can reuse and refine it for different assessment and tasks. Now, let's look at a sample connected to Grade 10 Quarter 1 lesson, Pagpapatibay ng Sariling Ugnayan sa Diyos tungo sa makabuluhang buhay. My instruction for the students is to write a short essay sharing a personal experience that strengthened their faith. Basically, this is an example of a constructed response assessment. To apply everything we discussed earlier, Here's an analytic rubric. This will be used to assess the short essay of the students. The rows represent the dimensions or attributes, while the columns represent the mastery level. As you can see, there are four criteria or standards here. These are content and understanding, reflection, organization of ideas, and the last criterion is language and style. The highest point per criterion is 3 points, meaning the students' work based on the set criteria are excellent. The highest point a student can accumulate for this task is 12 points. To sum it up, rubric guides students, support teachers, and create fairness in assessment. Most importantly, they make learning more transparent, structured, and meaningful. We also discussed that analytic rubric give specific feedback for students' work. Therefore, rubric must be created with observable and quantifiable criteria and descriptors for every level of success, as well as clear and defined learning objectives. Thank you, and I hope this gives you a clearer picture of the importance of rubrics in teaching and learning. Here are the reference I use. Thank you for watching.